Grizzlies today. Can the Bulls get a dub even without Zach LaVine? How do they play? Do they play better without Zach LaVine? We're going to talk about all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize. More importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content, man. The Bulls take on the Grizzlies today. And can the Chicago Bulls win again? That's the question that everybody has ahead of them. Of course, Zach LaVine out this game. Patrick Williams returned last game. Is he going to be back in the starting lineup this game? We'll see. You guys know we'll talk about the starters once they are announced. But this is a team against the Memphis Grizzlies that are hurting right now. The Memphis Grizzlies, though, have still been no punk here lately, right? So you don't want to overlook the Grizz by any stretch of the imagination. As we've talked about many times before, the Bulls are not a team that can overlook anybody. The Grizz are still 5-5 in their last 10, especially when they have Jaren Jackson Jr. down there, and we know how susceptible the Chicago Bulls are to teams with really good bigs that can rebound, block shots as well. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. had like 5 or 6 blocks against us the last time we played against them, so that's something you definitely want to look out for. But, you know, regardless of who's in or out for the Memphis Grizzlies, the game plan pretty much stays the same for the Chicago Bulls. They have to execute. That's what it comes down to. Marcus Smart, Derrick Rose, Ja Morant out, Desmond Bane out in this game. You got that. Steven Adams is out for the rest of the season. You got Brandon Clark, who's also out. The Bulls got to take care of business. And regardless of who's in or out, I know I just read those off, the Bulls got to come in here, rebound the ball well, shoot the ball effectively, play solid enough defense, right? And execute, right? How Billy Donovan coaches today is going to be something that I'm absolutely looking out for wholeheartedly. The Bulls got to take care of that business. That's just it. The Bulls got to take care of that business. We have to. And we'll see if the Bulls can, man. They are not a team that right now can play down the competition. And you do not want to see the Chicago Bulls play down to any level of competition and act like they don't understand the seriousness of the moment. Take care of that business. That's it. That was the challenge that I laid out for the Bulls in the last game against the Toronto Raptors. Stand on business. That's what I want to see the Chicago Bulls today against the Memphis Grizzlies. Come in here, take care of business, shoot the ball effectively, play as a team. Right? That's what we want to see. I know Zach LaVine's out. Some Bulls fans are going to use that to say, well, we should be better now that Zach LaVine's out. Some Bulls fans are going to say, hey, like who's the next person to step up? Bulls fans will know that our objective, that there were still times, even when Zach LaVine was down and the Bulls were playing really good, that there were times where we just needed another player to step up. Who's going to be that player if we need it today for the Chicago Bulls? Is it going to be Patrick Williams? Is Ayo Dosunmu going to step up as he's done in some games when he stepped in for other players that were out? Is it going to be Alex Caruso? How is Nikola Vucevic going to play in today's game with a big like Jaren Jackson Jr. out there that's probably going to be guarding him a lot of the time? That's what's important for this Bulls team to do as you keep trying to push forward to get to as close to 500 as you can get. Can the Bulls take care of business today? And I don't want to overlook the coaching job of Billy Donovan. Billy manages rotations better when some of his stars are out. It's just the way that it's been. It's the way that he's coached. The Bulls now, who had a game and a half advantage over the Atlanta Hawks below them, sit only now as 1 game or 2 games below the Indiana Pacers right now as well. Can the Bulls take care of that, right? Billy Donovan and this coaching staff, they have to understand the seriousness of the moment. Balance those rotations out. This is going to be one of those games where using both your bigs, not necessarily together, but playing Andre Drummond, playing Nikola Vucevic, and maximizing the minutes that they're out there on the court together are going to be drastically important. And if the Bulls can do that and understand the seriousness of that moment, it's going to be an advantage that the Bulls can take care of in this game. So the Memphis Grizzlies, like I said, they still got JJ, right? JJJ, Triple J. But outside of that, when you really look at that big man rotation, Xavier Tillman, who's been their starting center, is also listed as day-to-day. But guess what? Xavier Tillman is 6'7". That's what the Memphis Grizzlies are running out there now with backup bigs. You're running G.G. Jackson. You're running Xavier Tillman. Vooch has to take care of the business when he can, and when he's not in the game, it's Andre Drummond time. And listen, Gigi Jackson, somebody I would have loved to see the Bulls drafted. We end up getting Julian Phillips, cool. And I'm not here to compare those two players. But Drum and Vooch have to understand their mismatches. And as a team, the Chicago Bulls got to get the ball to those players when they have those mismatches. We did it pretty good in every quarter but the second quarter in that game against the Toronto Raptors. This is going to be another game where the Bulls have to understand where to take care of those advantages. Take advantage of those advantages. Is that what I'm trying to say? Whatever, mismatches. You guys know what the hell I'm trying to say. The Bulls need to take care of that tonight, man. And I want to see a team that's locked in, prepared, ready to go, and executes. That's what I want to see from this Bulls team tonight. Can we get it? Can we get another dub and where the Bulls stand on business? And again, they're going into a lighter part of their week, right? This is it. The Bulls don't play again until Monday. And then next week, they got a lighter schedule on top of that as well. We've only played 3 games this week. We came off like 3-4 straight weeks of playing 4 games a week. Can the Bulls, again, take advantage of more rest? We're back at home for the first time in a while. I think we go back on the road on the next game. Yeah, we're back on the road against Phoenix and LA and Portland. So this is a one game home stretch. We go back out on the road for 3 games all next week. Phoenix, Los Angeles, Portland. That's our on our docket for next week. And then the week after that, we got Toronto, Charlotte, and Sacramento, and that takes us almost up into the trade deadline. We have 9 games left into the trade deadline, and I want to see this Bulls team really continue to play well because, like I said before on the pre-recorded episode, if you guys got a chance to watch that, this may be the last time we see some of these Chicago Bulls. It just may be. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we got in store for tonight, and let's see how the Bulls take care of that business that I asked them to take care of. Anthony Vargas says, let's see how the Bulls play without Zach LaVine. See red, go Bulls. Absolutely, Anthony. Thanks for showing up. This is where we can level up. Zach is back out, so we can run some young guys and see if we really need this Zach LaVine trade. Well, I don't – at this point, the Zach LaVine trade is probably coming as long as this injury doesn't kind of deter that one way or another. Push Forward TV, shout out to you, brother, says, sucks having Zach out, but you have to look at how the Bulls play without him. Crazy it must sound, but they have been playing better without him. I mean, listen, let's not act like the Bulls were losing. We were 5-2 with Zach LaVine. So we still were playing really good without Zach LaVine. That's a 50-win pace. And again, I'm not expecting the Bulls to kind of hold on to that pace for the whole season, but that would be a 50-win pace. So, you got to look at that as well. JK says, do you think we can move Zach with his injury, or are we stuck with him until the offseason? I'm just down on this front office. No significant moves for 3 years while the team struggles to break 500. We can't say no significant moves for 3 years. Bringing in Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, and Lonzo Ball were significant moves. Trading for Nikola Vucevic was a significant move. And so we've made significant moves. I would even say trading up to get 2 second-round picks to get a player that you just had high on your draft board in Julian Phillips. That's significant. You got to develop them. So this front office has made moves, but they have been a front office that don't make a lot of trade deadline moves. And I talked about that on an episode earlier this week. That was actually yesterday's daily episode. The Chicago Bulls have made one major trade since 2022, since the start of 2022. And that was trading for Julian Phillips. Other than that, every other team in the NBA has averaged 8 trades over that same 2-year period. The Bulls have gotten 1. So we do, and so when you look at that, you definitely want to see a team take better advantage of that. So let's see if the Bulls can do something at the trade deadline. We'll end up seeing. Game day, let's get another W closer to 500. Hey, let's hope so, Bulls for life. Let's hope so. What's good, Haize? Hope you and the fam are doing good, brother. We mostly okay, brother. We mostly okay. Anthony Vargas chipping in again says, how many games do we need to get to the 8th in the standing? So we right now, I believe we're only 1.5 games back, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look at it. So we are, no, I was way off. What the hell was I thinking about? I must have been thinking about the 8th seed. We are 3.5 games back of the 8th seed. We're 2.5 games back of the 8th seed. There you go. 2.5 games back of the 8th seed. We're 4 games out of avoiding the play-in. And that's the Miami Heat sitting at number 6, but that's going to get a little interesting with the Indiana Pacers making that trade. So there you go, brother. My bad. I can't read sometimes, apparently. Apologize. Can't stand Pat at the trade deadline. I don't think we can afford to do nothing. Listen, welcome to being a Chicago Bulls fan, Bulls for life, because listen, one thing that I would say is this. You can always say, and it makes sense, but one thing this front office does, it looks sense in the face and says, hey, no, we good on that. Anthony Vargas, we need to win 3, and we need the Magic to lose 4. There you go on that one. OTR in the building says, I like the new overlay. It's hard. I appreciate that, man. Again, if you watch the daily, I'm just messing with you, OTR. I've been using this overlay now. I think this is now the fourth episode, I think, using the overlays. I really do like it. I really do like it. What's good, Haize? Hope all is well. We're mostly okay, MC Season. Glad to have you in the building. Hi, bro. How are you doing? I hope the Bulls can get another win tonight. Go Bulls, see red, and I gave you a like on your channel. Well, thank you for that, Jimmy. I appreciate you, brother. What's good, man? Zach LaVine out equals Kobe White and P. Will combined for 70 points. Kobe career high 50 tonight. Hey, man, I told you guys, I don't care about that. I don't give a shit how many points anybody scores. Go out and get the dub. Where we are right now, when we are comfortably above 500, I mean like 3 to 4 games above 500, that's where I'll start worrying about, hey, go out there and get your 50, young brother. I ain't really worried about that so much. So, it is what it is there. We only 3 games below 500. You think we will end the season as a plus 500 team? Right now, we're playing with the pace to get there. And it depends on if the Bulls keep it up. Now, we got injuries and stuff like that. Easier part of it. Well, next week is a difficult schedule. It's honestly our most difficult stretch of the month of January. But if the Bulls can keep playing like that, man, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. Bruh, is that patent letter on the logo? That shit will go hard with the Concord 11s or Taxi 12s. That's what this is made to go with. So, yeah, absolutely. What's up, family? Let's go. Haize on point as usual. We have to handle our business, and Billy better coach our free drinks at Haize Sports Bar to cope with coach. That's funny. Shout out to Humble Servant in the building, brother. Understand the damn assignment. Absolutely facts on that, brother. P. Will, from this point forward, needs 14 to 17 touches a game, and that is only Billy to call plays to get P. Will to his sweet spot and sit DeMar if he's shooting too much. In other words, Kobe and P. Will scoring. Bro, I can tell you, I get where you're coming from. I would love to see it, but Billy Bubblegum Donovan is not calling 14 to 17 touches for Patrick Williams. Pat, the designer, has more chance to get more touches than that. So, what's good, Haize? Hope you and the fam are doing good, brother. Yo, let's get this win at home. Zach is out. Let's watch Kobe cook. Hey, let's hope that Kobe does end up cooking. Let's hope Kobe does end up cooking. So, let's hope that that's the case, man. Not trying to call you out, bro, but you said we're 2 games behind Indiana. Did I say Indiana? Yes, we're 2 games behind Orlando, 2.5 games behind in Orlando, and we are 4.5 games behind Indiana. So if I misspoke on that, my bad. I'll be looking at shit too quick. Got to get this win tonight, seeing the next 2 games. Can't take the Memphis team lightly, regardless that they have so many people out, still can compete. Absolutely. The Bulls are not in a place to take anybody lightly. They can't. Archangel says, that shirt, though, is that bull leather? That's funny. That's hilarious. That shirt and hat are just fine. Listen. But the funny thing is, remember I told y'all new drip is coming? Wait till you see the drip for Monday's game is all I can say. All I can say, similar color scheme, but very different drip. And that's all I can say. That's all. You're going to see a lot of black. I've been in this mood of like black and gold bull stuff. Like every year I kind of have my thing, right? Last year, many people were on all the live streams, will tell you, like I was getting interesting with the color matchups. That's when I introduced the cream and pink, the yellow shirt, things like that. And so this year I'm kind of in this like black and gold era. I don't know why it is. I don't know what it is about black and gold bull stuff that's just been speaking to me here lately. So you're going to see a lot of black, white, and gold bull stuff here coming up soon. What's good, Haize? Keep up the good work. Not trying to go too far ahead, but if Acme wakes up and deals the mid-3, I can see Vooch on the Grizzlies. Unlikely, but what do you think? Vooch isn't going anywhere. I can tell you that right now. You're not dealing Nikola Vucevic because your center depth is trash. And the Memphis Grizzlies aren't going to give up any more depth at the big man position that we can use this season. So if you want to see any of the mid-3 go, all I can say is that you're probably more likely going to see DeMar and Zach if more than one go. I highly doubt Vooch is going to be moved. It just reported the Pelicans are open to moving Herb Jones. What are your thoughts if we got him in a trade? Perfect compliment to Vooch, I believe. Here's the thing that I'll say. There's some redundancy between Patrick Williams and Herb Jones. Now, I would say this, up until this point, Herb Jones is the much better player, even though the stats aren't really that much difference between them. But if the Bulls do make a move, and they try to get a wing, or even if they do try to get a big and then move Patrick Williams to the wing, still think it's going to be a complimentary move. So while I love Herb Jones as a player, do not get me wrong. And if the Bulls do trade for Herb Jones, it's not like I'm going to sit here and be crying about it or pissed off, because get talent in. And like I keep saying, it's about getting talent where you can get talent at. But I would more so prefer them to get somebody who can stretch the floor a little bit more than Herb Jones. Now, he's not any slouch, right? 37% from three-point range. He's taking 3 of them per game, though. So not a whole hell of a lot of value there. Maybe come into this Bulls team where that three-point shooting will be a little bit more relied on. Maybe you get a little bit more out of him. But if I think I know what I'm talking about, which I don't always do. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think I know it all, is that I think that the Bulls go with somebody who's a little bit more trusted of a three-point shooter with more volume. But I could see it, right? I could see it either way. Like, Herb Jones is one of those players too that can almost fit on any team. It's just what you do around him. So if they do go Herb Jones, he's probably playing the 3. P. Will's probably playing the 4. And the thing is that the volume of offense you're getting from those guys. Those are 2 guys that are averaging 10 points per game. And maybe you look at the totality of the team at that point. Maybe it gets some more shots for Kobe, gets some more shots for P. Will and for Herb Jones. Vooch kind of prioritized because he has some more shooters out there. Again, I don't hate it because I love Herb Jones as a player. I just don't know if it makes the sense. Again, we'll see though. We'll see though. Haize rocking that gold standard shirt, drip fire as usual. I appreciate that, Quentin. I mean, it's the black part is bull leather, or the horns patent leather too. Everything's this whole emblem is patent leather. All of this. No, wait. It looks like I'm feeling on my nipples. This isn't patent leather. I don't know what the horns are made out of. But by the way, when Quentin's in here, let's talk Bulls. Shout out to Quentin for giving me the inspiration for this here overlay that you see here. Quentin to tell you. Quentin gave me the inspiration for that. I got to give Quentin his flowers. Quentin gave me the inspiration for it. And this is why I say collabing with other creatives is important, because it helps kind of up the game, right? And Quentin will not give me credit, but he'll say I'm one of the reasons he started his channel, which it humbles me to hear that from anybody. Quentin's amazing. You guys go and check out Let's Talk Bulls, one of the best Bulls shows that you'll catch on the internet. But it helps when you have other creatives that really help iron sharpen iron. Me and Pat do it all the time. If you notice, me and Pat really kind of challenge each other more so with thumbnails. Like, me and Pat really get creative with the thumbnails, and we'll be like, hey, bro, I figured out how to do this. And he'll be like, well, I figured this out. And Quentin gave me the inspiration for the overlay. So I got to give Quentin his credit. He's an amazing creative, amazing, even better guy. So shout out to Quentin, because you guys know I like rocking with dope people, bro. And that's always what you're going to get from me. I'm always going to give creatives their flowers. I'm always going to rock with other creatives that I actually genuinely fuck with. And Quentin's the shit. So y'all make sure y'all go and check out Let's Talk Bulls. If you're subscribed to Chicago Bulls Central and you're not subscribed to Let's Talk Bulls and the Shy Bulls podcast with the Kayak Boys, you're tripping. You're wrong. You're stupid. And so that's what I got to say with that one. Ain't no reason Quentin shouldn't be over 5,000 subs. OTR says, turn on those lights in the background. They hard as fuck. I don't always turn on because I feel like during live streams it's a little distracting. That's why you rarely ever see them on in the during live streams. I don't really turn them on a lot during live streams, which I guess my thought process behind that is kind of stupid, because like if they're distracting in general. So wait, correction, never mind for Herb Jones. I thought he was a power forward. It says small forward shooting guard. We have enough wings. See, yeah, that's what you got to think. If we're moving DeMar though, then we do need another wing. So maybe look at it that way. I'm just saying, if we blow them out, we don't need to trade. So when we do trade, it'll just be some extra help instead of trading, because we need to get something worse back. I mean, either way, I don't think a couple of games are going to change that. The Bulls need talent back. They're looking for depth and win now pieces. I don't think that really changes. Yeah, I know, but you don't be using the overlays and the lives. Left my ass. Come on. Oh, bro, I told you I was just messing with you. I was just messing with you, bro. Just messing with you. When is Torrey Craig coming back? Bro is an excellent 3 and D player and willing passer and rebounder. So the high end of that projection will put him back about mid-February. So that's kind of around the time that you can expect him back. If it's worse than that, I mean, it could be out past the trade deadline. So, by the way, that other channel, but nobody was in that chat. That's why I left that message. Oh, you're fine. But you were on Chi-Town Sports. What is my son? What? Shout out to my son Xavier, by the way. y'all gotta y'all have to give up. My son Xavier is he turns 18 in April. It's his last year of high school. He's preparing for college. He's still deciding between Mizzou and Southern Missouri. So give out some love to my son Xavier, my oldest one, man. I'm about to have a grown-ass child. That's crazy. I think Drum would be great for us this game, and his better matchup against JJJ. And he is able to extend and bust his his right inside. He's and bust his was right inside. What? What? Get that boy shook with his girth and OTR tripping, fam. By the way, look at the back of the shirt. Come on now, man. Come on. Ain't nobody doing it like me. Ain't nobody doing it like me, bro. Ain't nobody doing it like me. I don't care about anything this game more than seeing D Rose in the United States. Well, D Rose is hurt, so he'll probably be there, but he's not playing. He's definitely not playing. Black and gold like the Latin Kings. That's crazy. No, that shirt is raw as fuck, though. I appreciate that. We got Jeremiah in the building. He says the shirt and the hat are sweet as fire. Let's go, Chicago Bulls. Appreciate you, brother. What's good, Haize? I'm ready to see how far this team can, regardless of win or lose. I'm happy that Kobe White has stepped up and is now performing like an all-star caliber player. No arguments out of me with that one, bro. No arguments out of me. That's what I love about Memphis team. Ja Morant out and others, they're still trying to compete and win games with what they have and not tank. They're trying to build something. I respect that. Hey, but listen, here's what I'll say to you on that one. Yeah, I respect them for not tanking, but I know this is slated to be a weaker draft. But if the Memphis Grizzlies get a top 5 pick in this draft and they hit on somebody, and even though it's a weaker draft, that's a level of talent that they wouldn't have been able to add had Ja Morant not went down for the rest of the season. They got a chance to make something crazy happen. D Scratch says, great show, Haize. Hoping Billy recognizes the importance of deploying Drum early and often. He gives us better D at the 5 on top of those critical rebounds. Great point there. Great point there. Super chat from Taurus Law says, let's get this win. Questions. Are you going to any games this season? I've already been to 4. We'll see. I agree with most of what you said about Herb Jones. The tough part for me is that P. Will is looking for so much more money with his upcoming contract. Herb got 4 years. Don't believe that. See, that's the thing. You can't say what P. Will is looking for. Those rumors of what P. Will is looking for, from what I know and from what I've heard from people I know in the organization, that has not been put out there at all. So those rumors, that was beginning. You notice how those died off, right? Because that was beginning of season, a writer trying to find an angle and clickbait. Don't believe that. I'm ready to see how far this team can go. I'm happy that P. Will, Io, and Kobe have stepped up and helped improve the team overall. Facts. Completely agree with you on that one, Immortal Beast. Completely agree with you. This is why I'm not overly excited about the Zach trade, because all the trades seem to involve getting back some veteran players who Billy will end up playing more than the young guys. I mean, I understand that concern. Let's hope that that's not. But hey, I wish I could say, oh no, Billy's going to keep playing the young guys. Unfortunately, it is a Billy Donovan coach team, and you can't guarantee or bet on anything. Matter of fact, I don't know any more about Herb Jones. You're right. It's one of those moves that if we get him, it would be one of those interesting moves. I wouldn't be too mad if that's all we get. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not that. Listen, I truly feel like Herb Jones is one of those players that you can make fit on any roster because he doesn't need a lot of shots. He plays solid defense. He can hit the open 3 for sure. And because of that, you can look at it and say, either way, he's going to be able to fit on a team, right? The bigger question I guess I ask is like, is that the best that you could get? If that's the best you can get, then go out there and do what you can. Otherwise, it's like, Shout out to Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose in the United Center today. Shout out to those fellas, man. Once the Bulls figure out whose turn it is, each different game at the end of games, look out, because if guys are on, who are teams going to guard? We also have number 1 net rating defensively in those clutch games. Yeah, we are a really good clutch team. Really good clutch moments team. So we'll see. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the love. Just wait. I'm going to become the ESPN of Bulls podcast. Hey, shout out to you on that one, bro. Now I got something to say on that one. I'm a little bit of a listen. You're gonna have to fight me for it, right? Like, let's be clear here. Me and Quentin are the Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole of current Bulls podcasting. But best believe, you're gonna have an uphill, but no, Quentin's my dude, man. I love Quentin, bro. I love Quentin. Honestly, Quentin is one of those people that we haven't gotten to kick it in person yet, but best believe it's coming. And when we do, I'm definitely getting Quentin drunk and I'm posting it to the shorts. You ain't got to worry about it. Haize, great comment on Let's Talk Bulls. He's growing, and I've been watching him, and the Cognac Boys are on fire. NBA Central fire as well. Great work, everyone. Listen, I love that, like, the Bulls creatives that I really, really rock with, right? Like Cognac Boys, you already know. We in business together. Me and Quentin are in business together as well. If you guys look at the members only videos, you guys know me and Quentin knock those out together each and every week. But there's a lot of Bulls creators. Duncan from the Slam Duncan. Whole lot of Bull podcasts with Bulls Troy, C-Red UK, right? Nothing but Bull. Like, these are guys that I genuinely love what they create. I really do. And that is something that I do not take for granted because, again, I'm somebody who I don't like people. I know that it's hard to believe that because I talk to people every single day. I genuinely don't like people. So finding people that I legitimately rock with on a personal level, like Quentin has gotten to one of those people that if he called me, he was like, hey, bro, I need you to come to Chicago. We got beef. We need to run down on somebody. I'm not asking no questions. We running down. What we doing? What we doing? All I need to make sure is that no, clear the text messages. Don't send it over regular texts. I need to be able to make sure people can't track that I was in Chicago. That's it. That's all I'm saying on that one. That's all I'm saying. Edwin Washington in the building says, what up, fam? Hoping to see Billy utilize Young Phillips tonight. Haven't seen him in a while versus Terry. I don't know if you're going to see that. I don't know if you're going to see that. We all know what's going to happen in this game. Haize going to get off to a good or bad start. It's going to end up going to the end for Chicago to win this game. Let's hope that that's not the case, but I can definitely see it going that way. 100% someone jumped in as Haize was filling on this shirt and left that. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. 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 Yeah, Chi-Town Sports. Yeah, that we're trying to grow that one. Definitely trying to grow that one. Thank you for the congratulations to my son from everyone. I appreciate that. What is Delbert talking about, bro? You've been tripping lately. You've been tripping lately. To follow up, I think people will get closer to Kobe's contract. People will probably get more because he started more games than Kobe did his contract a year, but I think production was similar. I don't know if starting more necessarily dictates that, but I get where you're getting at, Jamal, for sure. Gotta love Joe Noah, but I'm glad they stopped playing that commercial with Joe doing yoga in boxer shorts. That commercial looked unintentionally sad. Remember that last year? I don't. My mind must have blocked that out. I don't remember that at all. Don't remember it at all. So yeah, that's wild. Let's. I don't think they got the starting lineup out. Let's take a look at that. No starting lineup out quite yet. So, but let me know how you guys are feeling, right? You know that that Zach LaVine is out. So I've talked about kind of my expectations. What are you guys expecting from the Chicago Bulls tonight with Zach LaVine being out, and how the offense can look? Are you worried a little bit about it getting stagnant? Or you think the Bulls are going to be better without Zach, which a lot of people do think? I have my own thought process on that, but what are you guys expecting as far as level of play from the Chicago Bulls tonight? Let me know all that down below, guys, as we continue to do the pregame show. Let's see what else we got. Whoa, why did the chat refresh? That's crazy. Too bad D Rose is out tonight. Still good to see the MVP and the UC get. Oh, always good to see that. Always good to see that. Do you think that Kobe will perfect that up and under this summer? I mean, he's getting better on it this year, so I wouldn't say that that's not outside the realm of possibility. Chicago Bulls Central, the absolute greatest show covering our Chicago Bulls ever. Well, thank you for that, Jeremiah. I appreciate that, brother. Starting lineup prediction: Kobe, Io, AC, DeMar, Vooch. I can see that happen. I feel like the Bulls should win tonight, but the Bulls must be careful. This could be a trap game. They need to be on from the get-go. Facts, 100%. And I kind of echo that to start this as well. The Bulls have to be prepared. You cannot at all overlook this Memphis Grizzly team, or any team for that matter. Esteban says, just joined us. Patrick played last game. Did you watch the last game he played? He scored 12 points. So, no, he's not still out. I think Kobe and P will play better without Zach just because they respect him. And when he is on the floor, they want to get him involved. I mean, listen, and even outside the respect aspect of it, you should want to get a player like Zach LaVine involved when he's out there because of what he can be scoring wise. Now, when you take those opportunities away and you have to spread that out amongst the other 5 starters, it gets everybody a little bit more involved, right? If you notice, I don't get into that whole the team is better with or without Zach. I just talk about the basketball portion of it. When you have that, when you have 17 to 18 shots that are go away, naturally everybody's going to get a little bit more. And so because of that, it keeps everybody a little bit involved in that process. So I think the ball will move like it's been moving. We need to get up and down the floor, and Kobe or Io needs to bring the ball up the court, not Debo. I don't really care who brings the ball up the court. I care who initiates the offense. And so, and here's the thing. That's still part of DeMar's game, that especially when we're in transition. No, DeMar needs to be the one bringing the ball up the court because the rest of our players, I mean, he's terrible in transition. So the thing that you can take advantage of him in transition is his IQ and his ability to pass the ball. So my bad. I missed last game because of work. Hey, I feel you. Hey, you can't make all of them, bro. You can't make all of them. I'm blessed to be in a situation where I can now, but I remember days where I did have to work during Bulls games, and that sucked. GG Jackson would have fit in nicely on the Bulls. Listen, he played too. I hate when Bulls fans do that. You're not doing it, Jaylee. I'm not saying your comment, but Bulls fans see something and they're just like, oh my God, we missed again. It's like, you got to keep in mind, he sucked all season long other than those 2 games. And he actually sucked their last game again as well, only playing 10 minutes. But GG Jackson and Julian Phillips have very different skill sets. The difference is the Memphis Grizzlies are first to play him right now. He wouldn't be playing if he was on the Chicago Bulls team. He'd be in the G League cooking. That's what he'd be doing. What % chance are you giving Zach LaVine being a Bull past February 8th? 40%. That's where I sit right now. 40%, I'll give it Zach LaVine still being a Bull. We might as well look at the buyout market than expect Acme to do something smart. Listen, let's wait and see. Like I said, there are reasons to that, but I get where you're getting at. Let's see. 2 guys I would love to see the Bulls get are Corey Kispert and Jaden Ivey. I'm good on Kispert, bro. People forget 85% of NBA players can score, but most of them don't have the amount of shots and confidence to show their true potential. Great point there. Great point. I honestly wouldn't mind DeMar being the trailer on the break, have Kobe or Io run to the cup without the ball. With the ball, but then you're not going to use DeMar as a trailer. He's not a great 3-point shooter. But I get what you're getting at. How do you see Vooch and Drummond matching up against JJ? I think Drum, because he can get physical. Vooch, you just never know with Vooch. Those linky defenders that can block shots give Vooch some trouble. I honestly wouldn't mind DeMar being the trailer. I think I already read that one. Jay Lee says, to be honest, I think LaVine staying here to the offseason. A lot of people think that. And that could be the case. That could absolutely be the case. I still think from like what I'm hearing and seeing and things that they're still motivated to move Zach LaVine, just kind of get it done. But you don't want to take a bad deal. And I think that's the thing as well. You do not want to take a bad deal to make that happen. So Claudette Harris says, about to see the team play in person for the first time. I hope they win. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, a game at the United Center. That's your first game at the United Center. The United Center is different, bro. It's different. There is something special about the United Center. And I will always say that. I always hold that true. The United Center is just different. And I love it. I love being in the United Center every chance I get. So Bulls can't call any game a trap game. On another note, I think a healthy Zach makes this team better. The narrative that he isn't impactful is foolishness. I agree with that. Well, the second part, the Bulls can't call any. No, you can't call a game a trap game for any team. You can call a trap game because You can get caught in the trap of you overlooking your opponent. And unfortunately, the Bulls overlooked their opponent a lot. DeMar trailing on the break while Kobe and Io pushing it. By the time DeMar makes it to the front court, they've already scored by then. That is fun. Yo, what's going on, Daniel Berry? The UC is iconic, absolutely. Taurus Law says, enjoy your first game. It's truly a beautiful, it really is. The United Center is just different. It's really just different. And if you get food, go down to the first floor where they have, it's not a Portillo's in there per se, but they got the Italian beef. Get the Italian beef dipped with Italian sausage also on it. I'm fat. It is what it is, but they make it great there. And then get you a Goose Island. I'm telling you, man, get the full Chicago experience while you're there, bro. Vooch just needs to not miss those close push shots. That's an absolute fact. Absolute fact on that one. No lies detected on that one, Quentin. Starting lineup still not out. Nope, they don't care about us. They don't want to give us the starting lineup. The UC be rocking. I'm telling you, there's something different about the UC. Like it really is. Like I've been to probably well over 15, 16 stadiums in my life for basketball games. Football games, that's another bunch there. But there's something different about the UC. And the way that the people can attest to this. People that are in the chat that have been to the UC attest to this. There's something different about the way that the sound hits in the UC. And I'm not talking about the sound system when they're playing music. I'm talking about when the crowd is going and the Bulls are playing well, the sound feels like it just stays down in the stadium, right? There are some stadiums that you go into, like, for example, the stadium in Indy. The fans can get loud in there, but it just feels like it just goes all over the stadium. Like there's something about it where it just feels like you're just right next to a speaker in the UC, and it just feels different. It just feels different. How do you not have any sponsors? Says, who said I don't have sponsors? Just because you can shoot and dunk doesn't make, well, again, when I would expect you to actually watch a basketball game. He's impactful. Now, whoever brought up dunk? That's not a lot of players that can do that. But Zach is absolutely impactful. When you look at the way he's been setting up people and being a willing assist maker, the way that he's gotten rebounds for the team, he is. Now, he has basketball IQ moments, and just because you're impactful doesn't mean you're perfect. Zach LaVine absolutely is impactful to basketball games. I'm sorry. That narrative is foolish to say he doesn't impact basketball games. He absolutely impacts basketball games. So I can't get with that. To me, that's silly. That's reactionary. That's listening to narratives over actually watching the games. Kobe White, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, P. Will, Nikola Vucevic. That's your starting five today. Shout out to P. Will for getting back in that starting lineup. This is the same starting lineup we had last time Zach was out. Let's see what it's going to bring. Let's see what it's going to bring. Let's Talk Bulls says, yep, I don't lie. I just speak in disappointment. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. The UC is designed to push the sound down to the court to give the home team a boost in energy and rattle the road team. Excuse my engineering perspective. Great, because I don't have the engineering perspective. But see, it's crazy that Brandon L. Jett can explain that from an engineering standpoint, and I explained it from a fan standpoint. Like I said, it just felt, the sound feels different in the UC, man, and you gotta be there to really experience it. My best experience is when all my kids as adults to my wife and I at the UC, our pregame party was electric and the UC was on point. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jeremiah says, Haize, remembering the old Chicago Stadium. If you remember that place, how's the United Center compared to the old Chicago Stadium as far as Bulls game? I'm not that old. I'm not that old. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? You really think, like, come on, man. I know that I look old. But you think I remember the old Chicago Stadium? How old do you think I am? What are we doing? What are we doing? The damn UC was built in 94. How old do you think I am? That's crazy, bro. This man said the old Chicago Stadium. I ain't never been to the old Chicago Stadium. Now, how old would I have been? I would have been 8 when the UC was built. I don't remember the old Chicago Stadium. I don't think I've ever been there. My pops isn't in the chat. You can ask him. Maybe he took me there. What's up, Haize? Let's get this dub. Chicago need to play at the standards we all know they can play, not underestimate some part teams as usual. Completely agree with you, bro. Completely agree with you. Old man Haize, I'm gonna start calling you Unc. You wouldn't be the first one. You wouldn't be the first one. A lot of people call me Unc now. I had to realize, like, I guess I am Unc technically, especially in this creative game. So I remember back in my day, we used to have to get up and turn the dial on the television. We couldn't record games. If you missed the game, you had to just hope ESPN would play the replay. Old man Haize voice. That's crazy. That's crazy. Grampy Haize. That's hilarious. Listen, I thank God that I'm not a grandfather yet. I gotta think. I'm 37 years old. My mom became a grandmother for the first time when she was almost my age. So thank God that I'm not a grandfather, because that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Now I can't call you uncle unless you are at least 10 years older. That's funny. What are you doing with your hand? You know how old people, they just shake parts of their bodies. Old people jiggle like booty meat. That's what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm still wondering why Haize got headphones on, because I'm the motherfucking G and I'm listening. Now, see, let me stop. I was about to say something nasty. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to evolve as a person, so I'm going to leave it alone. But bro, hand movement would be like, stop being sensitive, Matthew. This would be a sus, and that's not even sus. Motherfuckers jack off every day. That's not sus. You, Matthew, now don't act like you haven't tried to get your hand pregnant about 5 times today. Just today. Like Matthew just be like, hey man, ain't nothing on TV, y'all. What y'all doing? I ain't doing nothing. I'm just over here just playing Grand Theft Auto. Is those strippers on the screen? Come on, Matthew, chill out, bro. What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? If they ever do a Comedy Central roast on Barkley, I think you should be one of the speakers. That's hilarious. Now that's funny. That is funny. This isn't hard. In my day, I walked a mile to go to the store. That was there was no dashing doors. Facts on that one. That's like, y'all remember, like I used to hate it when my mom would come in and drop some money. She'd be like, "Hey, you want some Skittles?" I'd be like, "Yeah." All right, here's $10. Go walk to the I lived on a military base. Go walk to the commissary. What? That's not what you said when you asked me that, mama. That's not what you said when you asked me that. From stories about the old Chicago Stadium, it sounded like the building was literally shaking from the crowd. Was it really? Because I've seen videos of stadiums collapsing in Europe, and yikes, that's hilarious. I hope not. That's crazy. Humble servants to see y'all took him there. What are we talking about here? Listen, I had really been being on my best behavior. Matthew tried to get off his lame joke, and now I had to roast him a little bit. It is what it is. Matthew's family. He knows what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew's writing a joke right now to come back. Nah, Matthew doing the phone tug. That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Taurus Law laughing. Reginald Short says Bruce Brown was born to be in a Bulls jersey. Okay, I guess. Jurgens giving birth to triplets. That's hilarious. That's funny. Remember getting a $15 allowance and being able to make it hey man, listen, you couldn't tell me. I used to, yeah, I'm not even, but yeah, allowance used to be I used to think I was balling. Then I got my first job. I got a job as having a paper route. Yes, that was actually my first job on a military base. And I remember I used to make $375 a month delivering. No, yeah, it was $375 a month delivering newspapers. And I thought I was balling. You couldn't tell me shit. That 325 came through. Listen, I was like, hey, listen, we going to the bowling alley. Everybody getting sodas on me. If you find you can get nachos, that's what I used to be like. Hey, it's crazy now. It's crazy. Remember chips? Remember when Rap Snacks first came out? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Rap Snacks? Do they still make Rap Snacks? Is that still a thing? But all right, y'all. I love you guys, man. We're gonna go ahead and end the live stream, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, wait, hold on. BL Jet with a fun one here. Fun fact, my first job as a teenager was at Portillo's in Forest Park off Roosevelt and First Avenue. You know what's funny? So how I call myself Petty Roosevelt, that actually comes from Roosevelt. So that's where that comes from. But yeah. Big bet. Whoa. Not reading that. Triple B says, I don't have any trust in this organization anymore. I keep thinking bigger picture and feel shit when we win. But I know AK and Mark Eversley will use any excuse to do nothing. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, Jeremiah, I was just messing with you, bro. I promise you I was just joking, bro. It's not, I didn't mean it. It wasn't nothing personal in that. I was just talking crap to you, bro. But all right, y'all, man. I love you guys, man. Go Bulls. I'll be back at the halftime hangout, man. Let's go out and get this dub. Let's hope our team performs well. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are following the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullCentralPod@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end everything on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See you right if you can, y'all. Peace.